City Classic Sports Life and Music. We are live. We live and we got Hip Hop Pioneer coming on. But before that, we're gonna play some music. We got a Hip Hop Pioneer coming on. But we're gonna do a little music first of his music. Bring my guy Ian Mackey, South Philly Connection. Bring him in here. Yo, Mac, what's good?
What up? What up?
We got C Breeze with some music.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's go.
You know what I'm saying? I want to hear some of that super bad snooze. What's going on? We got Mac in the building, man.
Eat the same thing for dinner and the same for lunch. They call me Captain Crunch, but I can't tell because every time I eat it, it's soft as hell. One particular morning after washing my bowl, threw on my television sweatsuit and all my gold, put on my boulevards. I got my only transportation, my transpass card.
That's hard. This is the golden era of rap. What's going on, Mike? I got a Philly hip hop pioneer on coming on in a few minutes. Hey, Mac, play it. Mac, turn that up, son. I can't hear it. In the building. So we got yeah, I see Mighty Robinson. Oh yeah. Mighty, I gotta get with you. Turn that up, son, Mac. hey, Mighty Robinson, man. Come on, man. You say what's up, old man. What's going on, Heat? Thanks for joining in, baby. You know what I'm saying? We rocking out with the MC Breeze. We playing the MC Breeze stuff. About to bring him in.
Who's bad?
Who's bad? Singing MC Breeze and I'm super bad. I hope y'all, I can't hear that. Can y'all hear that music? Yeah. We're going to bring my man in on a second. And I'm super sad. What's going on, man? Oh, you can't. Hey, Mac, we can't hear it, Mac. We can't hear it, Mac. Oh, man. Go for it. We're just giving you a little snippets. We're giving you a little snippets of his music. You know what I'm saying? MC Breeze, we're giving you a little snippets of his music. Little snippets of his music. Yeah. Playing my man music. Give y'all little snippets of MC Breeze. Hip hop legend of the hip hop community. About to bring you more. We about to bring you more right now. All right, let me bring my man MC Breeze in here. Man of the hour. Yes, sir. All City Classic Sports Life and Music.
Oh, this a battle? This a battle? Huh? Here you go. Here you go.
What's up, Breeze? What's going on, baby?
Eat the same thing for dinner and the same for lunch.
There you go.
But I can't tell because every time I eat it, it's soggy as hell. One particular morning after washing my bowl, threw on my television sweatsuit and all my.
Yes, sir.
All right, let me stop. What's up, man?
What's going on, Breeze, man?
I was flipping that.
Thanks for hopping on the feed, man. Thanks for hopping on the feed. I appreciate it.
Ain't nothing, man.
my man Mackie, he from the P like me.
Okay.
He only heard Discombobulated Bootlerbladed, but when I sent him the fly, he was hyped, excited. He's like, let me come on real quick and play some of his music.
That was
so
so
he wanted to play some of your music or whatever. So we appreciate it. You know, people definitely hopping on, showing some love, man. You got some real good comments on my page. I don't know if you checked it out or not.
But I've been doing man shit, like taking the trash out. Yeah, I mean, and, you know, I'm a grown man now, bro. I take the trash out, bro. You know.
Hey, listen. Let me just first. I want to just thank you for everything you did in terms of pioneer and being a pillar of the hip hop community of Philadelphia. And that's why I got you on here, to salute you. You know, give you your flowers while you're here. You know, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you, and I appreciate you coming on. You know what I'm saying? And since we known each other, you always been straightforward with me. And I'll call you, pick your brain a little bit, because you're a real intelligent brother. You know what I'm saying? And you got, and I'm just doing the history, man. It's crazy. On top of all the stuff that I already knew about you and some of the stuff that I learned, and we're gonna get into it. But I came across a video, and I came across a video, and Will Smith, the Fresh Prince was saying that you of our era, because we're in the same era. That's the golden era of hip hop. He said you absolutely was the most creative. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's your feedback on that? That's Will Smith too.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I know Will Smith. I know who it is. But I mean, that was definitely good. Some good shouting out, because Will was one of the cats that was up and coming, before records was being made. A lot of people, you're talking about late 70s coming to the 80s. It wasn't really about records. It was about street battles and street MCs and like I belong to this group called B-Force, man. And B-Force, we was pulling cats from all over the city to come to house parties, block parties, the whole 9 yards. So, the true heroes of hip hop for a young Will and a lot of young cats at that time was us. You know what I mean? So, right. And a lot of his music, I can see where stuff that I did inspired him, to do a lot of stuff that he did and influence them to do a lot of stuff. And for him to actually come out and say, yo, man, this guy was creative, with the status that this man got. I mean, that was definitely getting some flowers right here while I'm here. You know what I'm saying? So, we No.
He said you was the most creative in our era, in our time. He didn't say you was creative. He said you was the most creative in our time, man. You know what I'm saying?
Are we talking heavy, man? Hold up. Yeah, motherfucker. No. Yeah, I was the most creative. Nobody.
Yo, listen, if you don't talk it, I'm gonna talk it for you. You know what I'm saying? If you don't talk it, I'm gonna talk it for you.
I'll let you do it. Go ahead.
Right. Definitely the most creative, man, because when I think of MC Breeze, and me and my friend Pooh was talking, and me and my friend Pooh was talking, and actually he's on the feed now, and he was saying that he's like, man, he was almost like a Master P, you know what I'm saying, 15 years earlier. And I was like, no, we gotta say Master P, you know what I'm saying, mixed up with Kanye West, because Master P was just the record producer and he rapped. You produce your own stuff in terms of your music. You rapped over on your own tracks. You made your lyrics up. You made your hooks up. You sold your own clothes. You made your own clothes. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you did it all. You had your own record company. You did your own graphic art on your covers. Yeah. So you pretty much was a one-man band. Now I want to get into something that Jeff said. Now Jazzy Jeff said, he said that you were so talented, you did everything so well. He kind of felt like it didn't allow you to focus on one thing. He said because if you focused on just like, let's say that's like doing clothes. He said you'd have been the head guy at Sean John helping produce all their clothes. If you'd have focused on like just rap, he said you'd have been one of the best rappers of all times. He said so. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like he was saying you spread yourself thin, but you were so good at everything. Like, would you agree to that? Like, what do you have to say to that?
It's funny because at the time when we did that, you're talking about the Philly Boy documentary. You know what I'm saying? First of all, I'd have been bored out of my damn mind doing one damn thing. see, there's a term, resonance man. You know, that's what I was. I was a resonance person. You know, like when you go back to the Michelangelo, you know, some of these great artists, they were mathematicians, they were artists. They, you know, they had a multitude of things they were good at, because an artist has to breathe art, and you can breathe art into almost anything, you know. And it's funny because when I was dating Left Eye, rest in peace, I remember when she got her deal with I'm gonna give you the answer I gave her. When she got her deal and she was making records, people had the same beef. Like, she called me up one night, she said people tripping on me because I want to design the clothes, help with the dancing, I want to do a little singing, I want to do some producing and some rapping. And they were like, well, what are you good at? And I said, tell them you're good at doing a lot of things. That's what you're good at. You know what I'm saying? And you know, because this industry could smother an artist, forcing you in one way, in one direction or the next. So maybe if I put my first record out and I didn't put a slow song on it too, you know what I'm saying, where I played all the instruments, produced all the songs and all the music, maybe I could have got pigeonholed in just being a rapper or just being an R&B artist, but I would have been miserable, because the artist in me, I can do so many different things. My life experience would have been less than what it is now. I know, and it's like, being an artist is only a minute. You know what I'm saying? And then when you get out of that minute, like, most people shine for only a minute. And then when they get out of that minute, what you gonna do then? You know, so no, I didn't have the mega zillions success in the whole 9 yards. But my life is so full, and there's so many things I know how to do. When I get up in the morning, I gotta pick and choose, like, what I'm gonna be today. I'm gonna work on my cartoon, The Hood Rats. I got another cartoon called The Scrums. I'm gonna work on my independent film stuff. I'm gonna work on making some new music.
Yeah, we talked about that. Yep.
Yeah, so it's like, for me, I'm in heaven. And it's funny because Jeff, there was a time where Jeff and them, they kind of looked at me like, damn, you're doing everything. You the label, you the record label, you're independent and everything. And then I'm on here one day and Jeff was bragging about putting his own records out or putting his own music out. I'm like, yo, it took you 30 years to now, because, you know what I mean? It's a lot more conducive now when you can put out stuff now as MP3s, or, you know, you can put stuff in the streaming and the whole 9 yards. So you could be a label with like next to nothing now, like $50 on TuneCore. You can put an album out with 120 songs that you made on your laptop, you know? So, but it was just funny listening to him say now he's basically making and distributing his own records. So he learned, you know, that over time, if you from Philadelphia, you're not going to make it doing one thing. I don't care. It just doesn't work. It just doesn't work that way. Not being independent, you know. So
right.
So if I was the clothing designer for the rest of my life, I'd be bored out of my mind. I'd be like some of the basketball players who go in the studio and make records. You know what I'm saying? And like Asamoah, he's, you know, he's one of the best corners in the NFL. Now he's making movies. You know what I'm saying? That's his true passion. He just produced a movie that's on I think it's Amazon Prime, where he's a jazz saxophonist. And so it is like the business can be stagnating. And because, see, I had the benefit of like, nobody started me. I started myself. So my direction was my direction. And the choices that I made was all my choices. Where you got other artists that believe, oh, you do a label, you sign with a label in the whole 9 yards, and you look at them and they unhappy. They got the money, they blew it all. You know what I'm saying? When the records die out, it's just like, you know, now what I'm gonna do now, where I'm gonna move to now. And like, even when I was a Hammer, it was just like, okay, yeah, well, when that record deal ended, I went back home and made more music. And a lot of the people who didn't and didn't have the power, didn't feel that they had the power to control their own destiny by making their own music and doing their own thing, you know, they're sitting there lost, because they've always had to have somebody else to guide them, somebody else to green light them, somebody else to tell them what to do. But Philly, man, is like, Philly is a town, man, where you got to get up and do whatever you got to do to make your artwork, you know. And I was designed from birth for this city, you know what I'm saying? and the things that I've done and the choices that I've made, there's probably nobody in the city can say that they've done it the way I did it. Nobody.
Exactly.
You know, so I'm cool, man. I'm cool.
Cool. Now we got Charlie Mack on here. Charlie Mack said you the first man that made him first out the limo.
Yeah.
Shout out Charlie Mack. Hey Mac, I sent you a message, Mac. I'm trying to bring you on. Yeah, I mean this week. So hit me up, man. Charles, Bree. So
Charles always giving the love, man. It's like, and that was
facts.
That was
I remember, you know what I'm saying? Mac always showed me love too, man. When me and Phil was helping out with the celebrity game. You gotta bring that joint back too, Mac. You gotta bring the celebrity week back. But shout out to Soul Pack. These are my people from Soul Pack. They hopped on the feed. You know, they're doing some good things with the stuff they got. If you get a chance, check out their page, Soul Pack. Okay. But yeah, we're gonna take it back. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people, you know, you're from the bottom, but a lot of people don't know, you know what I'm saying, that you actually grew up in North. So just tell us how that was, you know, growing up in North Philly, navigating there, you know, as a youth, you know, up in the streets of North Philly.
But it's like I really grew up at 55th and Vine. I was born in North Philly, and by the age of 4, I moved to West Philly at 55th and Vine. Then I moved back to North Philly at 14, and on 11th and Somerset, and pretty much that was only for a couple of years. All my pretty much most of my adolescence I spent. I lived in 19 different neighborhoods, first of all, right? And you know, in terms of like North Philly, we were so young. I do remember like gang wars and stuff like that, and you know, I remember, you know, all that kind of stuff. But my adolescence, pretty much most of it was at 55th and Pearl, 55th and Vine in West Philadelphia, and then I went back. So I moved around a lot, bro. So like,
right. So,
you know, so I ain't got no 50 Cent type stories. You know what I mean? I stayed in school. I graduated high school. You know, I wanted to be something.
So me growing up in South Philly, you know, for us, you know, it was Grandmaster Nell and Caesar, and then, you know, Robbie B. That was like the first wave of guys, you know, for us. You know what I'm saying? Down the area, it was B-Force. So just tell me a little bit about the B-Force and tell us a little. I know about the B-Force, but tell us a little bit about the B-Force. You know what I'm saying? How you kind of got into that and how that helped you, you know, grow as a artist.
Oh man, I mean, B-Force was everything, because I mean, you're talking about, like I said, I moved in a lot of different neighborhoods. So when after leaving 55th and Pearl area, I moved to North Philly. I went to Mass Bomb, and when I was probably, I want to say 15 or 16, we moved down the bottom. And I was already a DJ. My dad used to always, rest in peace. He used to always have records and give me all the records. So I was a DJ when I first came down the bottom. So I had my little system playing on my porch and that kind of stuff, man. And, you know, I don't know what it was or how it happened, but one day I end up at one of B-Force block parties or house parties, and I got on the mic, and it was just a perfect fit. And, you know, next thing you know, I'm a part of this B-Force group, going everywhere, performing. I mean, we ended up in rap battles. And speaking of Nell and Robbie and them, man, we all performed in the same circuits, right? So I remember one night, man, B-Force, it seemed like Robbie, wherever Robbie and Nell went, I don't know if it was them or Nell brother, a damn fight broke out. I don't care where the hell we was at.
South Philly, man. That's South Philly.
Man, I remember one night, man, we was at the Hotel Philadelphia for the old heads. We was at the Hotel Philadelphia, and we loading up the U-Haul truck. We just won another battle. So we leaving. Oh, it was a show, one of them. But so we leaving the venue, and here come Robbie and Nell and them dudes running up the block, getting chased by a horde of dudes. Man, we just let them get back. We just let them get the U-Haul, man, and we just was out. So we picked them up, took them. Then we went up to Broad Island. I forgot the name of the club. It was this club you go in the, up top, and then you go down some steps, and then you in this club. Man, they started a damn fighting there too. It was just like everywhere we took Rob and them, it was trouble. But you know, so we had some amazing times. So, but B-Force, what it did for me, man, it gave me being a DJ was one thing, but being an MC around the when DJ Cruz was transitioning from being DJ Cruz into rap, into Cruz of rappers, because what happened was Philadelphia had an underground battle. How would you say it? It was just like a bunch of groups, and it was all really about how much equipment you had. So battles in Philadelphia had nothing to do with rap. A group show up with a bunch of speakers. Another group show up with more louder speakers. This group go home. That was how battles was. You couldn't outplay the other group. So it was all about the DJ equipment. It was all about the DJs. There wasn't very much rap. You had some groups in North Philly where the guy with AJ and PJ and the Rock Brothers, they would have these little simple raps where the guy would be like, bang-a-linger, stang-a-linger, where'd you get those curls? Like, that was rap. Like, they were just like, and the crowd would be going berserk because they would say the same stuff every week. But as rappers,
more crowd control and crowd reaction stuff and things like that.
Exactly.
But then, you know, a little bit of the second wave rap. I think I came around maybe like the second wave, running around with and I always respected you, like I said, for the individual stuff that you did and having that mindset and that mind frame to be like, yo, I'm gonna do my own thing, you know, because me and Big John, we ran around a lot chasing the deal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Well, you was getting that joint done, you know what I'm saying, from the muscle. So I always respect that. But, you know, me, you know, rhyming back then and being around my neighborhood and in high school, you know, you had to have your little battles. You know what I'm saying? You was battling people. So, you know, the dudes in my neighborhood, matter of fact, Snooze is on the joint, Snooze and Jazz Fresh. They was kind of the guys, you know what I'm saying? In my neighborhood, I was like, all right, I like these dudes serious, even though they were, you know, some of my friends, another boy named Tricky Rick, you know what I mean? So we had a couple of dudes down South Philly, you know, as cool as lyrical that I really respected.
Yeah.
So my question was like, you know, growing up in your neighborhood or in your high school, like who were some of the dudes that, you know what I mean, you thought were nice or you might have had the battle, you know what I'm saying? Because that's what it was about, you know, if you was a rapper back then, man.
You must be in the third wave, and more or less in the third wave, because rap group battles weren't individual battles; it was group battles. So I did, like, Robbie B was probably one of the people that I respected the most, you know, and you know, and we're talking about predating records, before there was records, right. MCs really didn't go at each other then. It was groups basically rocking the crowd, and whoever rocked the crowd the best, that's who won the battle. We didn't really come at each other's necks back then. It was like, everything was to us. Like, I always tell people, like, when we was rapping back then, I considered myself a public servant, because when I came into hip hop, it wasn't about me. It was about, could I try to make every face in that house party or in that block party walk away with a smile, or be jamming in there, getting people off the wall. Like, you know, we use terms like wallflower. We don't want no wallflowers. Get off the wall. Everything an MC did was about getting the party popping and pumping up the DJ. And that's how it was initially when battles were going on. And whoever rocked the crowd the best, that's who won those battles. Like, you go into Disco Dave's house, he still got 6-foot trophies from battles.
Right, Disco Dave.
We did not have the best sound system. We did not have the biggest speakers, but our show was amazing. It was so amazing. Like you mentioned Charlie, right? My man Charlie. And let's go back to when you were saying, you know, First Out the Limo, and I talked about influences on Will. So I had a record out where I said First Out the Limo was Charlie Mack, and then Will put out a record. It said Charlie Mack is the first out the limo. You know what I'm saying? So he was influenced in that record. There's a couple more, but we may or may not get it. Right. But there was always an influence there. Another influence was Will had a song. He has a song called "Boom Shake the Room," where he's stuttering rapping. He got that from me.
I was gonna get into that too, but go ahead.
Yeah, he got that from me because I beat Just Ice in a stuttering rap. And in the Boom Shake the Room, let's go back to the Beefles parties. We was the only group in this city that would show up to a playground or Y or anything and had pyros in our show. We were blowing off explosives in basements, in those storefronts on Lancaster Avenue, and so the Boom Shake the Room record, you know, is basically a testament to that, because we were the Boom Shake the Room. When we come into a place, we blow off pyros. If you look at that video, Boom Shake the Room, Will's running around and pyros are bumping off on the stage, and that's another tribute to us basically influencing a lot of the rap culture in the city, you know. But B-Force, it was strong, man. We had a guy named C-Fly there, and this guy was an electronic genius. He was the one who brought the bombs. He's the one who brought the light show, the whole nine. And then it was me, you know. Then we had the sounds. Then we had DJ Handmaster Flash, who brought Jazzy Jeff into hip hop culture, because there were big groups that these guys were not a part of. And I think the first battle that Jeff was in, B-Force brought Jazzy Jeff down the bottom to a B-Force party, because B-Force parties is where you had to be, and put Jeff on, and everybody discovered Jeff. And then and then Will joins Jeff, and that's like, because Will was not in that culture. He wasn't a part of the gritty, grimy, battling in the house parties, battling in the you know, with these big group things. But since when he joined Jeff, we validated Jeff, then Jeff validated Will. That's how it went. And you know, so B-Force was a major force in the city, because and mainly because of just Dave, me, and Johnny and Fly. We would do anything it took to rock a crowd, you know. And I came in with that element of singing and rapping at the same time, and I didn't care. I don't see, music is a woman's business. You could go, people can snap all they want. Women drive the music business. So you got these rappers coming in there with these high-tech raps that they done weave together, man, with like 19 different thesauruses, and they got 10 rhyming dictionaries, and they done threw some dope rhyme together. And I walk into the joint and go, we are the B-Force. No DJs can fuck with us, cause I am the MC Breeze, and he is Handmaster Flash. Flash starts scratching, tick, 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 tick. It was over. The girl's like, ah! The battle's won. It's won. It doesn't matter what the round was. So the showmanship is what B-Force was known for.
All right. So eventually, you know, you left B-Force, and you know, you want to get into that because you eventually went out on your own and then started. Yeah. You know, you made a record, but you started your own little record situation. But what was your, like, where you get the mindset from to do that? Because like I said, like when me and Big John was running around, we was trying to chase a deal, man. We was trying to chase a deal. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna tell you how I am. It's part of my personality, and it's also part of a very special young lady that named Tammy F. I'm not gonna say her last name. I don't want to get all blown up, but after I'm the kind of person, if I see an obstacle in front of me, I figure out how to maneuver around it. And what happened was, when I left B-Force because of money issues, it's well documented, and I got a documentary out there called Philly Boys, so I don't want to be too repetitive with the message. But we had money issues, and a lot of it was tied to the culture of hip hop. The culture of Philly hip hop was equipment.
All about the DJ, and all about the DJ too.
So here's a rapper, all I needed was a mic. So they're like, yo, we spent all this money on this equipment. How can we pay you? You're just rapping. They didn't see in the future that rappers were going to be the thing, and the DJs were basically going to be left behind if they didn't make it happen. You know what I'm saying? And me, I prefer a DJ. If ever I do a show, there's a DJ with me. You know what I'm saying? That's why I like watching LL perform. If he ever, when he comes back, who else does it? Dougie Fresh does it. They keep DJs. They keep that culture. I love that. I love that MC DJ tandem. I love it. When I go, I try to get DJ Ghetto, Ken Chaos to come out with me, man. Come on, man. We doing something. If Johnny's not busy, I always try to keep that element in there. And man, I didn't talk so much I lost the point.
Yeah, we was going into you your mindset of making
Okay.
your
All right.
first
So
record.
I leave B Force and I join a band because I had been playing guitar since I was a kid. And when I put my first record out, I put a ballad on the other side. I'm playing guitar, I'm playing the bass, I'm playing all the instruments in this song called Another Sad Song. And Johnny's accompanying me. I wrote the song, he's singing a part, I'm singing a part. And but before that, I joined a band down the bottom on 34th, I want to say 34th in Mount Vernon. I'm in this band. And the leader of the band had the same mindset you had, and you and John had, rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace, big fella.
Yeah, I love that dude, man. So what they were sending out, see, I analyze stuff real fast. They're sending out record after record after, well, tapes, cassette tapes. You know what I mean? They're sending out cassette tapes to all the record companies in the country, right? They're coming back saying, we can't open this because it would be some type of copyright infringement. We don't want to put out a song that sounds like your song. And you know, because great minds think alike, so they don't want to like be on some like you know, we suing them because they stole our music. So they didn't even open the package, bro. They ain't even open the package. And so I was like, getting the deal, this ain't gonna work. And I don't stay on one thing too long. I'm like, this ain't working. I'm off. I'm out. You know what I'm saying? So I started to just research making a record. I'm like looking at records. I'm like, this ain't no big deal. I said, somebody made it. Somebody pressed it. And I start asking questions. I start going to the library, researching like what needed to be done. And I was like, okay, all right, I can make my own record. So I basically started saving up money. I was working for Domino's Pizza. I said, I'm gonna do nothing else, work for Domino's, eat pizza, hole in my shoes, did not care. But I jumped over the young lady I was talking about, because what happened to me was I came from a childhood where I was always told I was not going to be nothing. That's all I remember when I was little. My childhood, it would have been horrific if I wasn't creative. Because if you told me I couldn't, like, people tell me I couldn't do nothing, I just go in my room and create something. I remember creating like Mrs. Rogers' Neighborhood out of cereal boxes, glued them all together. I was always creative. So that got me through. My creativity is what just kept me motivated and kept me not being a angry, bitter child. So, but I still had some of that. When people tell you that you're not going to be nothing enough, you almost believe it. You know what I'm saying? And I'll give you an example. I was 21 years old and did not know how to drive. I was absolutely terrified of learning how to drive. Or try. I used to watch my dad drive, and I look over at the steering wheel and his foot on the pedal and him touching the radio. I was freaked out, dog. I'm like, how in the hell is he doing this? I was terrified. I did not believe I would ever learn how to drive ever in my life, right? As I got older, I found out there's other people like that. But anyway, I had got bumped out of B-Force because I wanted to get paid. And I was home one night on Christmas Eve, and the girl that I was dating, she was like, I'm going to the B-Force party. It's Christmas Eve. I'm not sitting around here moping with you. I couldn't go to the B-Force party because I had already, fuck all y'all. Fuck all. I don't give a fuck y'all. I don't need B-Force, right?
Right.
So I leave B-Force, and I'm sitting there chilling, and I had a friend of mine call me on the phone. What you doing? It's Christmas Eve. And she said, I didn't even expect you to be home. Why are you home on Christmas Eve? I said, I explained the situation. I said, well, my girl want to go down there and party with B-Force. Fuck B-Force. I'm never going to another B-Force party ever again. I mean, I was always like cold turkey like that. So she said, well, let's take a drive. And I was like, man, I said, it's crazy you know how to drive. And what happened was, she said, you don't know how to drive? I said, nah. She said, nah. She said, that's fucked up. And then so she pulled the car over, bruh, got out the car, opened my door, and said, sit down in the driver's seat, and started to teach me how to drive. I learned how to drive on Christmas Eve, right? It's almost bringing tears to my eyes just thinking about it. But I sat there that night when she left, And I thought to myself, I was like, what other things in my life have I not done because I was fucking afraid?
Mm-hmm.
And that's when something just rang in my head. Make a record.
Right.
Dude, divine intervention, you know, the almighty, whatever I don't know where it came from. Something just said, yo, make a record. So I started a plan to save money and learn. And that, you know, so I started to learn. I'm back to that. I started to learn how to make records, where the nearest pressing plant. We had a pressing plant in Philadelphia on 4th and I think not Callahill, in that area, 4th and Girard, in that area. It was called Disc Makers. So I got my money together, got in the phone book, looked for recording studios, a little recording studio on Germantown Avenue. And the guy that ran the studio, his name was Al. And so he only had a 4-track. If you ever listen to Discombobulator Booblator, there's a hum all through the record. So it wasn't the best studio in the world. But we all went in there. When I found out who the guy was, I said, Johnny, I brought Johnny back. I said, Johnny, look, man, we can make a record. And Johnny was like, okay, let's do it. Right? He was pretty, dude, I'm the kind of guy, man, if I got an idea I think it's great, I'm going to share it with every single body I come across. I don't care if it's an old lady standing on the corner. If the conversation starts, it's going to go into whatever my passion is. So Johnny's the only one who believed that we could actually make a record. And so I was working at Domino's Pizza. I got him a job at Domino's Pizza. And so he wasn't working before, so he started making money. He took all his money and spent it on clothes. So when it was time to, yo, Johnny, give me your money so we can make this record. Johnny didn't have no money, so he started borrowing it off other people to put the record together and stuff. But anyway, he's like, we talked about it. He said, man, I was young, man. I saw new sneaks. I saw new sweatsuits. I saw new stuff that I could get girls with, bro. That's where my money went. So I was like, cool. We still put the record out. But the driving force was behind that was I wasn't gonna let nothing else put me in fear and make me believe that I can't do something, because all of those voices in my head were voices of people who had never done anything.
Right.
So it's all they knew. It's all they knew, you know, and, you know, so there was a lot of bitterness back then, but as I got older, it's like, if a person don't believe, they don't believe. You can't force a person into believing, but back then when you're young, fuck everybody, you know what I mean? And it was just like, you know, but that was the motivation, man. Tammy teaching me how to drive motivated almost every move after that.
Okay. So let me ask you this, Breeze. Because I know the first song that I heard from you was Discombobulator Booblator.
Yeah.
But that's not the first one. Didn't Ain't New York come? Did Ain't New York come before that?
They're all on the same EP.
They all on the same EP. All right, so the first, you know, running around, the first song I heard from you was Discombobulator Booblator. And then, you know, since I got my, you know, before I was with John, my man Pooh on the joint, you know what I'm saying? Me and him we used to rhyme together too. We actually was fortunate enough to early to meet Kenny Gamble. We set up we had a meeting down at his office and everything, man. So that's back to that chasing that deal mindset.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Hey Pooh, you on the feed? What year was that, Pooh? Put that on there. What year was that when we went down at Kenny Gamble office? If you can throw that up on the feed, but you know that's, you know, so I always admired you and respect you for that. So I forgot something. Let's back it up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because I skipped over the Cool Baby Breeze, man. Tell us about the little Cool Baby Breeze story. Oh, who said that was in '87? All right, Cool Baby Breeze story and how you got your name, man.
Wow, I was a little kid. I was a little kid watching. I think it's Roosevelt Franklin Elementary School, and man, I don't know how old I was. I couldn't have been 6, 7, 8, somewhere in there. And you know, one of the things, you know, I wasn't just told that I'd never achieve anything. I also was told I had a big ass head, big ass lips. I was stupid. Like I heard every freaking negative, and these is from people that were raised. Yeah, I mean, I was raised by. So it was tough, right? So I'm watching this TV show, and here's this kid everybody's picking on. He's the only black puppet on the show, and his name is Cool Baby Breeze. So as a kid, I'm like, yo, you know, the kid, you know, it's Sesame Street, so they're not going to keep it like that. They're going to have a happy ending, or Electric Factory, whatever it was. So basically, he ended up being able to do something that the other kids couldn't do, and he became a hero. And so I adopted that name. I said, well, I'm Cool Baby Breeze. I'm the guy who's picked on, but I'm a win. And that's why I got that name. And so we talking about little kid, and as I started to get older, I got too cool, you know, too old for the cool and the baby. And so I had and then just start everywhere I went. So since we lived in so many neighborhoods, I didn't have to stay with one name. I just said my name was Breeze in every neighborhood we moved in, so I became Breeze. And then when rapping came along, I was already Breeze. So, and that's where it came from. It came from a kids television show.
So with the Ain't New York Philly is Stepping In song, right? Was you the first dude to like go at New York? You know what I'm saying? Because that was going at New York, man. And Ain't New York Philly is Stepping In.
Yeah.
And then no, that's going at New York, bro. That's going at New York. That's going at New York, man. But that sparked the battle too at the Spectrum, right? Then that sparked the joint at the Spectrum, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. I don't know if it actually sparked it, but it was the theme song for the commercial. And an interesting story, I gotta say, like the Schoolie was another inspiration. He had never taught me how to make records, but I saw his name on his record. It said Schoolie D Records, and it was a Schoolie D record, and that had something to do too with me saying, hey, I could do this too, you know. So, but I remember on the It Ain't New York tip, I remember because me and Schoolie had become friends after the record came out, and Schoolie, I remember calling Schoolie and telling Schoolie I didn't know what to charge. And Big Scott and another guy named Lou, they're the ones who put this show together. And I love Big Scott, man. That guy got me on so many stages that I wouldn't have been on if it wasn't for him. Like with Public Enemy, Queen Latifah, just a little guy with a little label getting on stages with these guys with major labels. So Big Scott, big ups to Big Scott. And but I didn't know what to charge. I had no idea. I got this record out. It's banging on the radio, and they're using it in the commercial. And Schoolie said, bruh, they're using your commercial, charge them a stack. Now I'm gonna tell you, bruh, I was 20, 21. I had never, 21, 20, 22. I had never got $1,000 at one time in my entire life, bruh. Never. Like that was just like a stack, 1,000. I wasn't even, dude. And when I told Scott I wanted $1,000, he said yes so fast. You know what I thought? Damn, I should have said four.
Right. Facts.
I'm like, I should
You're like, that's all you want,
right?
Oh, I got you.
Like, but yeah, that they used the record to I mean, it may have been the catalyst for for making that battle happen, but yeah, man, that was an amazing night, man. All we did, Will, we talking original concept, Salt and Pepper. Oh man, was Shan there and Greg Nice, not Greg Nice. Anyway, it was all just love back there, bro. It was we busting on each other, you know what I mean? We going back and forth playing the dozens, the whole 9 yards. So it wasn't really even a battle, man. It was just a great performance for a lot of hip hop people who, especially the Philly people who love Philly. They've really never seen a show like that ever again, because the artists, they started to garner so much money. And that's why I love about Scott is Scott would have a situation where he'd have a great big artist and he'd put a Philly artist on with that artist who probably would have never been booked otherwise. You know what I mean? And Charlie, same thing. You know what I mean? Put you on the stage with somebody like, wow, this guy's way out of my league in terms of they got a label deal, they got a record deal, the whole 9 yards. And Charlie put me on
on the Juice Crew show. Same thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm not big as none of them cats that was on there. MC Light, Daddy Kane. I mean, these is like icons. I ain't big as they are, but Charlie got me on the same stage with him. You know what I'm saying? That you know, so big up to him. But yeah, man, that was an iconic show, man. If you got to be there and you was a hip hop fan in the 80s, man, you was definitely getting something great.
Now before Luke and them, right?
Yeah.
Before NWA and them, right?
There you go.
The original Mr. Band, man. You got this Kabobulator Boobulator got banned, man. Like,
yeah.
how was that, man, dealing with that, man? You know, and you know that record being banned, you know, from the radio and all that. Like, how was that?
Well. First of all, the cool thing about this Kabobulator Boobulator, it was 100% my personality. So I didn't step out. I didn't step out of my personality making that record, and I had my whole hood with me. Like, if you come across 10 people, 8 of them are going to be like, yeah, those Chinese food stores was a trip, because little kids would walk into these stores and get treated like shit in your own neighborhood. It's an all-black neighborhood, and these Chinese stores, which weren't even Chinese, they were Koreans, owned them. It's just that we were more familiar with Chinese, so when they came here, they assimilated and said, okay, well, black people eat Chinese food, let's make it Chinese. And but it was a trip, man. I had a meeting with like the cultural Asian political somebody who was trying to create better situations and better communications between Asians and blacks and black neighborhoods, and I'm sitting in there listening to these cats. I said, if y'all want better relations, stop treating little black kids like shit when they come into your store. You know what I mean? You in a black neighborhood. Huh? I
don't mean to cut you off, but did you ask them, do you want a soda with your order? That'll set the meeting off, man. That'll set the meeting off.
Yo, that's crazy. And I'm telling you, man. So what happened was, you know, I get the news when everybody else get it. My record's being banned from Power 99, you know, because of words demeaning and belittling to Chinese people or whatever. So, you know, but guess what happened, bro? The record flew off the shelf. The phone started ringing like crazy. It's like, yo,
exactly.
Man, you got 50? I need 100. Man, you got 200? I had to go back to the pressing plant, man, and start getting more records pressed up. Like, it was bananas, bro. It was bananas. And then, you know, so it was the best thing. I think if you do a record like that now, it's not gonna matter. But back then, it was the best thing that could happen to my career, because people were coming from everywhere to get this record. I know people that tell me it was the first record they ever purchased. It was the only hip hop record that they wanted. Like they didn't even listen to hip hop music, but they had to have this record. You know what I'm saying? Because it was so real. It was so on point in terms of, like, it was socially, it was, you know, it was politically incorrect, but for black people it was politically correct because of the issues that I mentioned before. But man, it hit the papers, bro. And I almost couldn't keep up with the man, bro. And then
that's a good problem. That's a good problem.
Huh? That's a great problem, bro. That's a great problem, right? So, and you know, and I was a buck, man. I was a buck, young, and you know, but look, man, it's like I don't regret a word on it. You know what I'm saying? I stand behind that record. I'll stand behind that record till I'm in the ground, bro, because it's still the same way. Right,
facts. And listen, my man, he was saying, this is my guy Pooh again. He was telling me just the other day how, you know, because he purchased he buy every record, man. Every record that came out back then, he bought it.
Wow.
So he had your record. So he in Atlanta, because he had made a tape of it, and he was talking about he played it for some people up in Atlanta. And he said they wouldn't let him like roll out until he can get a copy or get the copy of that joint.
Wow.
He just gave it to him. Was like, I got the he said, yeah, I got the the record at home, y'all can have it or whatever.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to throw that on there. Let me give you some of my favorite MC Breeze songs. I'm gonna say Super Bad. You know what I mean? You know I rock with that. That's my shot.
Yeah.
You know, obviously Discombobulator, Boobulator. You know what I'm saying? Damn, I'm good. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Dior here. She love your stuff. This is her first time being on my live feed, and I've known her since we've been a kid. You know what I'm saying?
That song. I see that. Yeah.
Come on. She said that song. Oh, and you know what?
Hey, yo, another sad song was a hit in Brazil.
Right.
Never knew it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on Facebook one day. I'm communicating with this cat from Brazil, and in my inbox comes up a picture of my record, and he says, "Is that you?" And I'm gonna tell you how green I was about making records. The record says MC Breeze Records, but never does it say MC Breeze is an artist. It says the song and Joseph Ellis and Johnny Ware and Tracy Taylor, like the people that were involved with making the record, but it wasn't made right, because we didn't have Photoshop back then.
Right.
So I looked at Schoolie records. He drew his cover. I'm like, hey, I don't need no special company. I can just draw my cover, and I drew it all. So they thought but you do see B-Force written on it. And so when the guy sent me the record, he said, we thought the name of the group was B-Force because that was the only thing that looked like a group name. You know what I mean? And but he said, man, back in the day that they used to play this record in Brazil in these clubs, and women would be crying in tears, dancing to this song. And I was like, that is crazy. I've never even been to Brazil. You know,
right.
You know, but it's a hit song. If you Google another sad song in YouTube, you're gonna see a lot of Portuguese people chiming in. I don't know what the hell they talking about. I'm going through translations and trying to, you know, people are talking about how it's a song of their youth and this, that, and the third. But it's really crazy how that record blew up in a place I had never been. You know, and you know, and that's why I always encourage artists to do what you feel, because you never know who's gonna love it. You know. But
now let me get into this because I heard the song, but I didn't know it was true, man. It ain't my baby. I didn't know that was a true song, man. Now you said you wrote a song about it. You want to hear it? Let's talk about it.
It was a true song for 3 people.
Right.
3 different people, man. Blame Baby.
So for the people that don't know what's going on, man, you want to share that or
what? Yo, I mean, look, man. I had a situation, man. The one girl, she said the baby was mine, wouldn't let me get a blood test. Right? I had another girl, and I ended up trying to take care of the kid, the whole 9 yards, but it was all about money with her. And eventually I just walked away from it. Had another situation with this girl, and see, I was a step kid. My dad raised 3 boys. My mom had 3 boys, and my dad, he raised us. And he was with me. We was tight until he died in October. That's how I was tight with my dad ever since I was tiny. And so my mindset was, a stepdad raised me and my brothers. I would never walk away from my child, period. That's how I was. So if a woman, I was naive. A woman come to me and say she pregnant, it's mine. I remember, man, working. This one girl, I had to get a car. I wasn't driving at the time. I made sure I got a car, made sure I had a place to stay, the whole 9 yards. The kid's like 2 years old, man. No, actually, it was before that, because I took care of him after I found out he wasn't mine. But what happened was, the girl, I was talking to this girl, and I told her the date that the baby was born. And I had a book of every chick I smashed. I mean, hey, it's what I did.
You too?
I stopped at like 800 or 900 or some crazy shit like that. But I had a book of every chick I smashed. And like, the smash date did not coincide.
It ain't coincide
with the birth date, right? Because my dumbass, my public school dumbass, I'm counting the month that she said she was pregnant. You know what I mean? It's like, so I'm counting. You're supposed to dismiss the first month. You start with the next month. Then it's 1 month, 2 month, 3 month. I'm like, okay, February, the first month, Jack. So the baby was So this girl said, no, them dates ain't right.
He said, smash it.
She said, this shit ain't adding up. So I get to the hospital the night the baby's born. The chick don't want me in the fucking room.
Right.
Don't want me in the room. She want to see what the motherfucker look like before she say, okay, it's light enough, it's yours, or whatever the fuck lie she was gonna come up with. You know, so anyway, man, I get a blood test. It's not my kid. I said, look, I dig you. It's a baby. I'm gonna take care of it. I was raised by a stepdad. I can be a stepdad. We can keep it moving. So that was cool for a couple of years. Then I got to deal with Hammer. Like, I paid for the first blood test out of my pocket. Then I got to deal with Hammer, and then I get this letter that I got to come to court about the same baby because they didn't trust my blood test. So I get another blood test, same damn result, not my kid. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, she was trying to take you to the cleaners. That sound like
dude, that Rocky V video fucked with her brain, bro. She was like,
right. We will get to that. Hey, you know what? Let me back it up real quick because I skipped over the new music seminar. You know what I'm saying? And I skipped over that. So I want you to get into that with that whole battle scene. You know what I'm saying? Was that in New York, right?
Yeah. Now you got to think, man. I'm complex, so all my story, nothing's cut and dry.
Right.
1987. Let's go. 1987. I hear about this new music seminar. People battling, rappers is battling. But I also hear that Def Jam is about to sign a guy named MC Breeze.
MC Breeze.
That ain't me. Now, this is my second time going to Def Jam. Like, the first time I went to Def Jam, I tried to get signed off a Discombobulator Boobulator. Every morning I wake up, I eat Captain Crunch, right? They turned me down. I'm not from New York. I'm not getting a deal with Def Jam. Run DMC put a record out. I'm the baddest of the bad. Call me Captain Crunch. I'm like, you know, I'm a creative prayer. I stole my shit. I mean, it's just that.
Yeah.
But
a great boss nigga like.
I ended up talking to Jay, and he said no, they used to be in a group called the Captain Crunch Crew, and I'm like, bullshit, you know. But I said bullshit. But anyway, I love you, man, or whatever. But anyway, so that was the first time, my first dealing with Def Jam. I actually got 3, but the other 2 are at the seminar. So I'm at the seminar in an outfit that I made, stitched together. And what was funny is I ran into Russell, and it was him and Lady B, and Russell was sitting there, and I had like, man, that I don't know how many colors was in that damn suit, but Russell was like, damn, boy, you can't go nowhere in LA. They go fuck you up wherever you at. You got on blue, you got on red, you got on right. So all right, so back to my reason for being there, because I didn't. Once I made records, I had no desire to battle anymore, you know. So, but I wanted to stand on that stage and say that Russell Simmons is about to sign another Breeze, and I've been out already for 3 years, like with my own little label. So why is this guy going to take and put an artist out with my same name, and I have records, documented records? Because the beautiful thing about vinyl is that's a stamp that you did it. You know what I mean? Because it's a process to get vinyl made. You know what I mean? You got to get it mastered. You got to take it to the pressing plant, get it pressed. You got to do the label. It's got to be made. It's got to be boxed up. It's got to be put in stores. So it's a stamp that I've been out for 3 years making records. And here y'all go. Y'all about to put out another Breeze. You know what I mean? And 2 years. And so I get on stage. The first battle, I'm battling against Just Ice. And this is where that stuttering rhyme came in. So I get on stage because I was the kind of person, I said, yo, what can I do that's going to be innovative that nobody else in the world is going to do? And that's why the stuttering rap is so important to me, because I was like, yo, I'm going to get up there and do something. And it was 2 of us from Philly that did something that was phenomenal. My sister, Malika Love, got up there. She did a verse of rap forwards, and then she did it backwards, bro. Nobody had never seen that before, ever. Right? That's Philly, though. We innovative. So I said, yo, I'm going to stutter and rap at the same time. So I get up there. My name's Breeze. I like to take this time to try to say this rhyme, but every time I just start uttering, I can't stop stuttering. Standing ovation, bro. Standing ovation. People cheering, hollering, screaming and shit. And so I win that battle. And so the next day, they're like, yo, this Philly dude, no. See, New York had a big problem with Philly. Like, and I'll say it, like, I remember walking by KRS and he was mad at Jeff and Will for winning the Grammy. You know what I'm saying? He was saying it loud while I was walking by, so he knew he wanted me to hear it because he knew he was all from Philly. But so it was a lot of that stuff in there. And so they put me on stage, bro, with Melly, the fucking Melly Mel, bro. Melly Mel. I got his records in my crate. You know what I mean? Grandmaster Flash, the Furious 5 is on stage. I'm about to battle this nigga. You talking about nervous? I got the battle on tape. I got the battle on video.
Oh, I gotta check it out.
I get it to you. So I get up there and you know, I start to explain the only reason I'm here is because Def Jam is about to put out a rapper with my name and this, that, and the third. And the white dude behind the mic was like, bruh, you using up your rap time, bruh. You gonna rap or what, bruh? Like, we ain't trying to hear that shit, like, right? So I start rapping. I do my thing. I do my little sing-song rap, my battle rap, and the whole 9 yards. Melly Mel does some old shit from back in the day, and he gets the crowd to say ho like 10 times. Say ho, ho. And I lose that battle on hoes. You know what I mean? And it's like, it's funny because whenever I think about it, I think instead of trying to be innovative, I should have just went at Mel's neck, you know, and just had a freestyle against Melly Mel. That's what I should have done. But I chose just to be creative, the most creative person on stage. You know what I mean? But I should have went at him and people, you know, but then again, that might have been crazy too, because I think the next year, whoever beat Melly Mel ended up bum rushing him and taking his trophy or taking his stuff from him the whole time.
Oh, that shit crazy. He had the home court advantage, so yeah. I see he had the home court advantage too.
Yo, it gets even crazier, bro. My life like Forrest Gump, bro. So now that night, that's the day I met Hammer.
Right.
The day I beat Just Ice was the same day I beat MC Hammer. I met MC Hammer because Hammer couldn't understand why a lot of the New York rappers and New York people were hating on me for beating Just Ice. And I explained to Hammer, I said, because he's from the West Coast. So he thought it was West Coast. He thought the East Coast rappers just didn't like the West Coast rappers. And I said, no, New York don't like nobody. They don't want anybody to be in hip hop. And that's just how it was. And I said, so it ain't East Coast, West Coast, New York. I'm from Philly. And because I'm from Philly, we've already beat them. The DJs was kicking their ass. So they definitely ain't want the rappers to be beating them in the heart and soul of where hip hop comes from. You know what I mean? They don't want that to happen. So, and me and Hammer started having that dialogue about, you know, New York and rap and stuff. And then we ended up, the craziest shit in the world. I don't know how many people can attest to this, but me and MC Hammer, we end up at Latin Quarters battling Just Ice and KRS-One. I kid you not. I kid you not. So Hammer doing his now I look, man, everybody knows, but I got another video, you know, what happened to Joey B. Ellis on YouTube. People can look it up. And people would know my story with MC Hammer, how he screwed me for money, the whole 9. I was on his label and the whole 9 yards and stuff. And so this is a dig coming from a funny place, but I think Hammer invented mumble rap because I never understood nothing that nigga was rapping about. But he was on stage doing his thing. I did my thing. They gave me some beat up mic. DJ Red Alert is DJing. He's like, man, you should be able to rap on anything. I'm like, this is trash. So we end up rapping on the you know, doing this thing. But me and Hammer battled Just Ice and KRS-One at the Latin Quarters. And what was funny is when it was over, nobody, nobody in the Latin quarters gave a damn. They just wanted to hear the next hit record so they could dance again. It was just like they didn't even care, man. Just like, yo,
Right,
come on,
right,
man, you're
right.
messing the party up. I mean, so it was, it was. I got some crazy stories, man.
So listen, when you brought up Hammer, that's what I was leading into.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you how how'd that come about. So I see that you met Hammer, up at the, the seminar.
Yeah.
And and I was going to ask you in regards to like MC Hammer, like to take us through that A to Z with the process, because shit. And when you say Screwjob, a lot of money, man, that Rocky soundtrack, John, that joint did like a million, so like almost 1 million copies, right?
It's over 1 million.
But back then,
I get publishing.
Right.
I get publishing on the record, but he stole what is called mechanical royalties. Money from the actual sales. That's what he stole money from. You know what I mean? Publishing is a beautiful thing because you're protected by the publishing companies. It's like, right, like once you publish a record with BMI, ASCAP, can't nobody in the world take that from you. That's like BMI is not going to allow you. It goes, when I die, it goes on to my daughter. Publishing is a beautiful thing, but record royalties and sales,
royalty is different. Yep.
They collect it and then pay you, so they can rob you in all kind of ways. You know what I mean? And what's up, Bentley? Mr. Bentley in the building. But yeah, so it's like, that whole situation, how it came about was when me and Hammer was having a conversation about New York versus the West Coast, or New York having a problem with rappers from outside the city. I explained to Hammer that I had made records already. He hadn't made records yet. This was 1987, the summer of 1987. Hammer was working on his album. Like, he had a guy producing his album, a guy named Felton Pilot, who was a horn player for Confunction. He also wrote Love's Train.
Yeah.
And great guy. He produced pretty much Hammer's first album. He managed the sound of it, the whole 9 yards, and helped engineer that thing into the hits that it was. And but Hammer told me, he said, if you ever come to California, you can stay at my house. And he's picking my brain about how I was basically, people always say selling records out the trunk of the car, the whole 9 yards. Like, I was one of the first to do that. And I was selling records off the middle of my moped. All right. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like I'm taking records downtown, the Funko Marts, and the whole 9 yards. And Hammer's deal, I think he got a bunch of money, 69, a bunch of money from a baseball player. And that's how he started his label. And but it wasn't out yet. And he said, if you ever come to California, stay at my crib. So I went to, him and Stephanie took me in. I stayed there for about a week. But I brought a box of records of a record that of Superbad. I pressed 1,000 Superbad records. I took Superbad to Hammer's house and said, yo, I'm in California. I might as well spread this music around. So I left Hammer a box of records. And I said, Hammer, if you know any radio people, anybody, man, could you please just give them a copy of Superbad? And so that's how Hammer got the record. And there's more to the story. We're actually doing a book and called From the Bottom Up. And we'll list there's a whole lot of other stuff that happened. But in a nutshell, Hammer got his deal. He finished his record while I was, I went home. Hammer finished his record. And the first time I saw Hammer perform, he was on the Arsenio Hall show, and the record he came out to was Superbad. So if you Google MC Hammer Arsenio Hall show, you're gonna see, and you on YouTube, Hammer comes out to Superbad. And it's like he came out to the instrumental, and that's what he was dancing to. So he had did so many shows with it that his brother, Louis Burrell, told him, he said, look, man, you need to look out for more people than just yourself. So that was Louis's idea. So Hammer had a bunch of artists that he was supposed to be putting out. He put a couple out. He put a group out, a girl out, BNGB. He put another group out, One Cause, One Effect. another group
Yeah,
called
D57, right?
yeah,
57.
D57. It was a few groups, but at the end of the day, that wasn't really his focus. Like he was really just focused just on his career, and but he knew he couldn't produce all them records, so they brought me in. He's like, look, because Lewis said, look, you like the way Superbad was produced, bring in other producers. So I'll never forget the call, man. They called. I got the phone call from Lewis. He said, yeah, man, we down at the stadium. It was, I think it was in the college stadium downtown, University of Penn Stadium, whatever that stadium is. And they were performing down there. And Lewis said, yo, man, you know, we got the jet. You want to go with us? You can go now. We'll sign you on as a producer. Dude, I packed every damn thing I had, dude. Dude, my stuff looked like, you ever see the Beverly Billies, how that shit look in the back of the truck?
Yeah.
That's what my luggage looked like. The only reason why I was able to put that shit on the plane is because it was their plane. But none of my shit was flight approved. So I had my drum machine, my 8-track reel to reels, I had everything with me. and so you know, I'm running around with them, and I got every we were doing a Chitlin circuit at that time, so we all down south, and every hotel we stayed in, I set up music, and I was helping to produce these artists. So they was coming in the bedroom, you know what I mean? I was sitting there, okay, I had Tanetta Hare with the girl who sang on Go For It. You know, we working on tracks. I'm trying to get you know, I'm trying to like never come back home broke ever. I got this opportunity. I'm gonna work my ass off. So I'm working in the hotel room, bro. They out partying and getting drunk. I'm in the hotel room working on beats, working on music, the whole 9 yards. And eventually that made them believe that I was antisocial, you know, and to a certain extent I was. I didn't hang out in the bars and shit before I left Philly. I didn't even drink. So why would I hang out in the bars? Because I'm with MC Hammer and his people. So that ended up being an issue later on. But for the most part, you know, we're doing this stuff, and then we're down south, and they get a call from Sylvester Stallone's people and said, because one thing you'll notice about Sylvester Stallone is when he puts those Rocky movies out, he looks for the hottest talent at the time. That's why Meek Mills is in, you know, Creed, and you know what I mean? Like he picks whoever's hot, that's who he wants on his movie. But what Hammer did was he thought that the Rocky V track was pretty much beneath him. So he was going to pass the title song, Go For It, off to a group that was in his camp called Ho Frat Ho. Now, Ho Frat Ho wasn't a rap group. They were a dance group, and their specialty was frat dancers. So like Hammer had a lot of different type of dancers on the stage, and Ho Frat Ho were the fraternity type dancer. That was their style. And so he was going to give the song to them. And so we had the title track. We had my man James Early and Michael Kelly. They put down the music, and they said, yo, we need a rap for this. And I said, yo, I'll write it. And so I write the song. And so, you know, and what's crazy is we ended up, I don't know how we ended up in Minneapolis, but I wrote Go For It. I wrote Go For It at Paisley Park Studios because Prince was a big fan of MC Hammer, a big fan. So he let us use Paisley Park to record to record Go For It. So what happened is I give them the rap, and they go in the studio, and I'm in there with them, and they trying to get through it, but they had this strong Southern, Northern California drawl, like how Eazy-E talk, and it's like it just wasn't coming off. I mean, the lines are like, to be or not to be dope, that's the question, right? So they're like, to be or not to be dope, that's the question. It just wasn't working.
Right. It wasn't coming off.
So I said, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go in the booth. I'm gonna say the song. Y'all live with it, and then come back and say it the way I said it. I'm in the booth. I bang the 2 verses of the rhyme out. Lewis walk in the studio and go, there is no way in the world Ho Frat Ho is gonna come off with that much energy, that much power, and saying those words, period. So I get the song by default. It's just like, okay, Ho Frat Ho is out. Joey B. MC Breeze is in, right? So I do the song. They send it to Capitol Records. We still doing our chitlin thing. In the middle of this tour, we get another phone call. The phone call's from Capitol, and it's like, yo, this joint is hot. We need 2 more songs. We need 2 more songs from Breeze. And he's got to change his name because Atlantic Records ended up taking the artist that Def Jam was going to sign, because Def Jam ended up, so I was successful going to the music seminar because Def Jam ended up getting rid of the other Breeze. But Sylvia Rome at Atlantic Records was like, F him, put him on anyway. So in 1988, this other Breeze comes out. But if you ever look at his records, there's no MC on it. It's just Breeze. And so they were like, okay, well, we just won't use the MC. And they thought that I would just fade out anyway. Because at the time when they did that, I'm still a small independent record company. I'm nobody. So Atlantic Records is like, look, once we put out our Breeze, nobody's gonna give a damn about this other Breeze. You know, 30 years later, I'm still making records and I don't know where the hell the other Breeze is. But that's a whole another story. But that's a part of my drive and the fact that I started myself, so I continue myself. And but so we're on the plane flying back, and I gave Lewis a tape of with some songs on it. 2 of the songs me and Will Smith wrote. There's a song called All You Gotta Do Is Sing and Thought You Were the One for Me on these 2 songs. I called Will up. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna use these songs. He's like, it's cool, no problem. He's doing Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. He done forgot all about me. So he's like doing his thing. He's like, look, so I give them those 2 songs, and I'm like, they kind of like, I don't know, they like Breeze and Will songs, you know, whatever. But they love them. Capitol Records love the records, and once the record company love it, it's a deal. It's a done deal. So I ended up with 3 songs on the Rocky Five track. But while we're flying back to LA to do the music, Lewis was like, look, man, we don't have time to litigate over Atlantic Records Breeze and you being named Breeze. So you got to change your name. And I'm like, Rocky Five, MC Hammer, no problem. My name is Joey. My first name's Joey, Joseph. My nickname is Joey. And then my last name's Ellis. I said, so I'm gonna put the B in the middle. So Joey B. Ellis, B stands for Breeze. You know? So that's where the name Joey B. Ellis came from. And Lewis was like, I love it. It's perfect. So we go to Capitol Records. I record the other 2 songs. All you gotta do is sing. Thought You Were the One for Me. 2 songs make the movie. 3 songs make the album. 2 songs make the videos. And now back then, dude, you only got 1 single off an album. I got 2 and 2 music videos. And so that's how that whole thing went down. But it was so much going on. Like, first of all, Hammer told me one night, he said, I didn't bring you here to be an artist. Like, this is like, while I'm already got this Rocky stuff in motion. I brought you here to be a producer for me. And I was like, well, send me home. I mean, here I got an opportunity that I earned. I mean, I earned it. And now you telling me all I'm gonna do is make music and I'm gonna never be an artist again? Like, send me home. And but his brother was like, oh, Hammer don't care about nobody's song, nobody but himself. Fuck Hammer, we gonna do this. And like, so they was having a sibling rivalry, and I was in the middle of it. And it ended up ugly. But the fact of the matter is, I got to do the iconic song from the Rocky Five movie at a time where it's like, at an amazing time in the movie, and it's like nobody can take that away. And at the same time, I am grateful that Hammer brought me into his camp. He didn't bring me in there for that reason, but I'm the kind of person, man, I'm a Swiss Army knife of creativity, bruh. Don't bring me in if you don't want me to make some, you know what I mean, to give you some jewels that you're gonna have to use, because ain't nobody gonna come like I come. And that's yo, I gotta put my heavy hat back on. I'm talking heavy right now. I'm talking heavy.
Hey, look, man, I'm gonna remind you of something, right?
What?
I'm at the basement party, right? I'm at the basement party. So I'm right up at the front. I see Big John on the stage, on the side of the stage, whatever. Again, rest in peace, Big John, my former partner. And so you got Kane there doing his thing. You know what I'm saying? Who else was there? Will was there too. Will was there. Will came. Will came. He was kind of hosting and doing a little bit of stuff. And then they had the Philly acts come.
Chuck Nice, Woody, That
Yeah,
Money,
they had the Philly acts come,
Tat
do
Money.
like one verse. Everybody go to the back, but they do one verse, and then the next verse come on. We get to MC Breeze. MC Breeze said, "Fuck that shit. I'm doing the whole song."
Now hold
right?
up. Now you just said something I didn't know.
Everybody was doing like, cause I'm in the crowd watching. Everybody was doing like one verse and bouncing off.
Look,
you know what I'm saying?
How you gonna bring me? This is my mentality, man. This is my down the bottom nigga moment. Okay. How
right.
you gonna bring me on stage to do discombobulator, boobulator, and I don't do the Chinese food part?
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? I didn't know I didn't know I was supposed to do one verse. In my mind, that whole song I was spitting that whole song. So once I got past the first verse and they turned the music off,
they turned the music down, remember?
Acapella, bro. Acapella. I did the whole song. I did the whole song.
When you came up there, I was like, man, this ain't gonna work this way with him, man. This ain't going down like
Look,
this ain't going down like this with my man.
I'd have turned it out in there. Look, I'd have turned it out in there, man. Look, man. I didn't even know I was supposed to do one verse, to be honest. But when the music stopped, I'm like, yo, I'm used to this. I done rap with DJs who was jealous and stopped the music. They should have stopped the mic. But you know what I mean. But that's funny you brought that up. That's funny you brought that up.
Right. I was I was right there, man, in the mix of that. So when you come back home, you get that Philly Urban Legend Award.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like how'd that feel, man? I mean,
to be honest, the guy who gave it to me didn't even know who I was.
For real?
See, look, dude, I tell people in a minute, man, don't call me if you want somebody to talk all nice about shit. This motherfucker didn't even know who I was, bro, giving me an award. This shit wasn't about us. It was about the party.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Getting an award comes from peers who know where you've been, where you came from, the whole 9 yards. So it's cool. But look, man, I'm gonna put my bottom dirt on it, man. Look, man, it's just like
oh, snaps.
Dog, they didn't even know who I was, bro. I was privy to those conversations, man. They didn't even know who the hell I was. Now, when I won the second award, okay,
right.
Now you know who I am.
Right.
You got yourself educated. You understand that I'm an icon in this city. No, I'm talking heavy now. Hold on.
Can't talk heavy.
Look. That. See, here's the thing. Like me and Scooty were the first two artists to put out records with our own money and our own name on the label, and being the artist on the label, right? But the difference, there was a distinction between me and Schoolie is Schoolie wasn't a part of that pre-record community service that we had done as B-Force, where like we, rocking playgrounds all over the city, sometimes
house parties.
So the thing is, I was a part of a community with hip hop. I was a public servant. My job when I walked up there and grabbed the B-Force mic was to make everybody down the bottom, Hunting Park, I don't care where you was, have a good time. That's the way I always thought as a rapper and as an MC. So when I learned how to make records, dude, I told everybody who would listen, I'm responsible for hundreds of record labels, giving them information, giving them the motivation. There's cats that come to me, man, say, yeah, man, you told me where to go, who to call, what to say. If you look at Discombobulator, Boobulator, bruh, on that label, I even have the phone number of the Al studio so other people could call Al and give him business. I even put his name in the record. The first business like on the top of Al's, Al's Kitchen. I said Al's Kitchen just to kind of to dress it up, and let him know, yeah, that's I ain't know no other Al, a childhood friend Al, but it was about that Al. So everything, dude, that I learned, I had a philosophy. If you know, you owe. I told everybody how to make independent records. Then I meet up. I mean, let's flip back. If you look at my first record, like all you see is Breeze and the people that worked on it. Now, what had happened was I met a guy, and it's the same night I met Charlie Mack. We're in a club. It was called it was a club on 2nd and Banks, and they used to have talent night. Bill Jolly's playing the drums. I mean, we talking about the phenomenal Bill Jolly. They down there jamming and playing music, and people are singing songs. So I had a friend of mine, a sister of a guy named Stone Michael, and Stone Mike's sister, she wrote a song, and she wanted somebody to accompany her at this talent show. So I take my guitar and I go play guitar while she's singing. And that's the same night I met Charlie, and I met this guy named Jim Hill. Now, Jim Hill was a member of the group Rebirth. Been such a long time. I could imagine that. You remember that song? So he was a member. He ain't on that album, but he was a member of Rebirth. And he started. I told him this was in 80. This was actually in 85, because Discombobulated came out. Matter of fact, the 35th anniversary of Discombobulated is next month. And but I had test presses, records coming. They were coming in February. So Jim Hill, rest in peace. He tells me, man, you can't run a record business in your basement. You got to be downtown with us. And he had an office on 2nd and Race. And so, you know, I eventually go, oh, okay, maybe. So I go down to 2nd and Race. And, you know, so I'm running MC Breeze Records, or Breeze Records, out of Jim Hill's studio. So I teach Jim Hill how to make records. But Jim Hill is telling people that he is the reason I made records. It's like, so people are coming down the 9th and Race, like, dude, like it's the place to be. So people coming down there, man, spending money. People like Bilali B, Biz, all these people. I taught Jim how to make records, and then he transferred what I taught into other people. But people started to believe that he basically engineered what I was doing. And he had a secretary that was like, you don't need to be here. This is not good for you. You know what I mean? And this world I wear around my neck, she said one day, this was 1987. She says, one day you are going to go around the world. She took this necklace off her neck, bro, and put it around mine. It's the world. It's a globe. You look at my Go For It video, the globe is in it. It's like, we're talking about, that was 87. And in 1990, I do the Rocky V soundtrack. And then I do a 13 country, 33 city tour of Europe as a result of putting the Go For It record out. Like, her vision was that dope. Like, she told me that I didn't need to be there and I need to bounce. I needed to bounce. You know what I'm saying? So, but it, you know, but it's, and then the same management. I sold Discombobulated Boobulator, bro, for $3,500 to Prelude Records. They had D-Train, Must Be the Music, It's Turning Me On, Must Be the Music. They had that group, and they were marching in front of our office on 2nd and Race, 8 in the morning. My manager basically said, he signed the first person that knocked on the door for Discombobulated Boobulator for $3,500. Then they made me remix the song, of which I absolutely hated. I hate the remix on that song. And you know, so the only good thing about that remix is me putting Charlie's name on that too. Instead of Al's roof, I put Charlie's roof. And you know what I mean? Because we was together at that point. But yeah, so and then it cost me $900 of the $3,500 to remix it. Wow. But I was young. I was green, young, and managed by a person who really didn't, you know, he was green too.
Fly.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I always wanted to ask you? The LG ever come at you?
No. Oh, I love them though. They were out before me, so they were managing their own stuff. I don't think they wanted an artist who was doing his own thing.
Okay.
You know what I mean? They were a label. I was a label. So
Mm-hmm.
nah, Lawrence, it was always cordial though. I love Lawrence, man. He's just like, that's another icon, man. You know what I mean? In the
Yeah,
city.
yeah.
Yeah.
I I've been trying to get at
Yeah.
I was hard tracking him down.
I
But I'm gonna
see him
catch
every
up.
once in a while. Like, he low key, man,
Yeah, I'm gonna catch up with him.
Yeah.
I'm gonna catch up with him because yeah, I'm gonna catch up with but no, I wanted to ask you. So 2020, 2021, like what Breeze doing? You know what I'm saying?
Well, I put music out all the time. So people, oh,
Mm-hmm.
your new song. I just send them like, here's the link. You know what I mean? I just I'm about to release an album called Freedom in February. And I just made up my mind that probably every February I'm gonna release an album, because that's the month that I officially released Discombobulator Boobulator. But the biggest things that we're working on is, I got a cartoon called The Scrums that I'm working on, and that's a spinoff of my Hood Rats cartoon. That's also in the works. But The Scrums, it's a lot easier to do, and it's closer to my heart. The characters are supposed to be me and my two brothers. One of my brothers was murdered in 1986, and my other brother Kevin, he was hit in the head and brain damage for life in 1988. And so the Scrums is a way for me to keep me and my brothers all together and alive. So the Scrums cartoon is basically about these three brothers that wanna make it in the music industry, and when they take it to the radio station is not really feeling them, because they're independent and they're local. And anybody that's an artist in Philly that know that be struggling to try to get their stuff on the radio, especially back in the day, knows that being local, sometimes people locally don't want to help you because they come from the same city as you. I don't know why, but
Right. That's
but
crazy, ain't it?
but it's real. You know what I mean? Maybe they don't want to help somebody be bigger than them in their city. I'm just guessing. I don't know. But so they go to the radio station rejects them, and so the youngest one, my brother Kevin, he decides that he's going to that we should go viral, that we should make songs that are negative, and that negative attention will get us more attention and make songs that are positive. So they make the songs that are negative, and they start in their lives, they start to unravel other people's lives as a result of it. And then, so that's like the gist of the story. But it's called The Scrums, and that's what I'm working on now.
Yeah, anything you need from me, getting it out there, information,
Okay.
I got a pretty nice platform, I got you.
That's what's up.
But I follow you, so I'll be hearing
You
your
gonna
stuff
see
that
it?
you be
Yeah.
putting out. I'll be hearing your stuff that you be putting out, and the new song you got out, I think it describes you the best, man. To keep moving,
Oh
no
yeah.
reason to
Oh yeah,
stop
man.
now, no
Yeah.
reason to stop now. Like that's you,
Yeah,
that's you,
man.
man. Keep moving, no reason to stop now.
Yeah, you familiar with the Grandy twins?
Nah,
The
I'm
two
not
young
sure.
boxers from Philly?
Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about.
I just confirmed and talked to they pop, man. They gonna be in the video for that. We
All right,
shooting
that's
at the end
good.
of the
That's
month.
good.
The Keep
That's
Moving
good.
video. And I got my
I'm
man
gonna
Tommy Too Smooth. He gonna be in
just
there. That's my
just
roadie.
so I can come check everything out because we supposed to link up with some stuff anyway, man.
Yeah.
I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to learn, man. And that's one thing I appreciate. You know what I'm saying? Like if I call you and ask you something, technical stuff, you share that information, man, and I really appreciate that, man.
You're a part of my small circle, man. I don't share
Right,
as much as I used
right,
to.
right,
But there's
right.
key people, man. If you hit me, man, I'm gonna hit you back. I'm gonna share everything I know, man, and keep building this creative army in Philly, man. There's people that I'm responsible for, directly responsible for moving forward, man. And a lot of them come back and give love. Some of them don't, but it's still kind of cool. It feels good to sit back and see them still moving, still grinding.
Right.
Every once in a while, I get a shout like, "Yo, man, thank you." You know what I'm saying? So, but that's me, man. I try my best to uplift people the way I can. You know, and at the same time, man, like this is my year for talking heavy, man. So I'm talking a little bit heavy now. I usually
And I'm
don't.
gonna talk, and I'm gonna talk heavy with you for you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because even quiet is kept, man. Even Left Eye, it probably wouldn't have been no Left Eye without me.
And you know what? And I definitely was gonna get into that, but you had talked about it earlier. You know, I know y'all had dated for a long time and lived together, and I know she picked your brain and learned a lot from you as well.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? And I could see it. You know what I mean? In her approaching it and how she went about things when she moved down in ATL. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. And she had the same mentality, man. When the label was screwing around with her, in Atlanta, she joined Suge Knight. She like, look, I'm going to go a different direction. I'm out. I mean, I don't think it was the greatest move, but the fact that she could say, look, I'm done, I'm out, I can still survive wherever I go. She's a strong woman, man. I mean, just period. And when I met her, man, she just was there. If you ever watch The Last Days of Left Eye, there's a scene in there, man, where she's dancing on stage with a couple of other dancers, and then a bomb go off. You know who did that?
Yeah, she got that from you, baby.
No, I did it. She didn't
Oh, you did it. All right, cool.
I'm on stage with my explosive, blowing a pyro off in Olney High School. Like, the fire marshal probably would have been nuts if they'd have known what we was doing. But it's like,
right.
I was the one who pushed her to rap. I got her first rap she ever wrote, and it was a battle rap against me. And she called herself MC Divine. Once again, all that stuff's in the book that we write.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You know, crazy man. I actually did a joint with her. We was at John crib. We did a joint together, and
yeah,
with John passing away, I don't have none of our music, man. It's crazy.
Wow.
I don't have none of our music, man. It's crazy.
Yeah,
But,
I encouraged her to rap. I encouraged her to do so much, make beats. I got old MPC 60 discs of beats that she did. Like, I don't even know if they play anymore, but yeah, man. So it's like, yeah, man, I had a lot of influence in this city. I don't want to be old like Eric Monty, whining about what I did. I do it while I'm still pretty. You know what I mean? But yeah, I think that my stories, the only reason why I want to tell them is because I think they'll help the next artist to understand and learn that a lot of times they're their own obstacle. I talk to a lot of young people, man, and like almost everything in their mouth is putting another obstacle right in front of them. Once I erase it. You know what I'm saying? So, I can't help everybody, but man, I try to be as honest with people as I possibly can. And this, whatever you want to do in this life, man, it's going to be hard work. It's going to be hard work. The competition is much more fierce than it used to be, man. In the 70s, there were 3 billion people on the planet. Now there's 8.
Right.
Think about it.
Right.
That's why people can get 1 million views on something because the numbers are there like crazy, So it's really about, like what my uncle told me one time when I was young. He said, man, out of 1 million people, 15% are going to love what you do, no matter what it is. You just got to work your ass off and find your 15%, and that's really all it's about when it comes to this creativity, man. It's like, it's and there's a lot more people out there, so the percentage might even be higher.
Right.
But
so listen, Breeze, I was gonna ask you to sum it up, but you just summed it up with that little bit right there. So I just want to say, everybody that's on the feed, follow the Real MC Breeze, follow All City Classic page. You know what I'm saying, Breeze? Thank you, man. I appreciate you for getting on and showing some love and going deep into stuff that I didn't even know about. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you, man, sharing your story, man. Yeah. And definitely gonna be hitting you up, all right, homie?
Yeah, let me shout out a couple of these people, man. I see Big Scott. I love you, brother. I see Sanji in the building. But man, Mr. Bentley. Oh man, DJ Frank Nice. Love you, brother. My man Daoud. I always say his name wrong, so I'm not even gonna try. Just say Daoud in Atlanta. Brother
Right,
Man
right,
Comics
right.
in the building.
Mm-hmm.
What we got? I said Sanji. Buzzmatic in the building. Yo, Buzz, we gotta talk. What we got? Who else we got on here, man? It's not Ada. Love you, girl. You know it. All right. What's a lot, man?
Right.
I love
Yeah, it's a
all
lot.
y'all, man. Yo, thanks for having me, bro. This is my
No,
first
thanks,
interview
man. Hey, look,
in a long
Breeze.
time.
I had to kind of twist your arm a little bit to get you on. You was a little bit reluctant, like, I
Dude,
said, I need you, bro. I need you, man.
dude, you done messed me up. I got about 10 people in line for interview stuff, man. And when I post this joint, I'm like, oh, here it comes. First inbox. Yo, man, one dude set up an interview and the date before I even agreed to it.
Right.
Look, maybe, you know what I mean? But yeah, man, it's funny that but what's funny is about how you saw me down there in School of the Future playing ball.
Right.
Down there,
Right.
like that was funny,
Right.
man.
That's
That
funny,
was
wasn't
funny.
it?
I only
Right,
went there
right.
twice.
Right.
Yeah.
So nah, Breeze, appreciate the love, man.
Oh, no problem.
I'm gonna say this on my page, so it's gonna be on my page.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna get it on YouTube as well, man.
Okay.
Appreciate the love, man. It's another dope interview, man. You know, I must got the touch of bringing the dope people on, man, because everybody come in and bust it out. It'll be great interviews, man. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate you. Just
Thank
another
you,
dope
man.
interview, man.
Thank you.
All right, All City Classic, Sports Life, and Music. We signing off.
All right, man. Peace.
Peace. Thank y'all guys for joining. Man, it was a great interview, man. Appreciate everybody for supporting. You know what I'm saying? Coming on our live feeds. Continue to come on our live feeds. You know, you can go back and check some of our live feeds out. I mean, they've been great. All City Classic, Sports Life, and Music, and we out.